Hello students, let's start our today's class. Today we will discuss about the food chain and food web. So why does one component of ecosystem depend on another component? When plant produces food, this is taken by the herbivores, who is taken again by the carnivores, and the dead bodies of plants and animals are decomposed by the decomposers. So the decomposers release nutrients which is again utilized by the green plants. So we can see that here is a transfer of food nutrition from one level to another level of ecosystem. And let's take a look again here. When the maize crop is taken by the grasshopper or locust, this is taken by the lizard, which is taken by the snake. So we can see a sequence here among which the food nutrient is transferred from one level to another level. So this sequence is called the food chain. So what is food chain? The food chain is a sequence of different trophic level in an ecosystem through which the food is transferred in the form of energy or nutrition. Now can you build this food chain? From the sun, the energy is trapped inside the plants, taken by the caterpillar, which can be taken by the frog. Then frog is eaten by the snake. Again this food chain can be like this. The frog is taken by the owl and the owl is taking the snake. So we can see different types of food chain. Now what are the types of food chain? Let's take a look here. Phytoplanktons are taken by the crustaceans or the arthropods. Then these arthropods are taken by the fishes, and these fishes are taken by the dolphins, which is finally taken by the killer whales. So we can see easily here the level of consumers are becoming comparatively larger from one to another, and this type of food chain is called the predator food chain. So in this type of food chain we can see that the next level of consumer is comparatively larger to the previous one and preying the smaller consumer. Second type of food chain. Here you can see one mosquito is biting a man's skin and it is taking nutrition. Again this mosquito is becoming the host of virus, that can be dengue virus or chikungunya virus. So here the first host was the human, and the second level is a mosquito which is comparatively smaller than the first one, and the third one, the virus, which is taking nutrition in the mosquito's body, it is comparatively more smaller. So here in this food chain we can see the consumer is becoming comparatively smaller than the previous one, and as the consumers are parasitic here and they are taking nutrition and shelter from the host body, so this is called the parasitic food chain. And this type of food chain starts from a larger consumer and goes to the next level of consumer, that can be a parasite like mosquito, and which is becoming the host of another microorganism, that can be a virus. So this is called the parasitic food chain. Next is the food chain which is starting from the dead plants or animals. Here you can see the dead leaves are taken by the woodlouse, which is then taken by blackbird. Again the dead bodies are decomposed by the decomposers, which is then taken by the amoeba. Amoeba is taken by hydra. Hydra can be taken by zooplankton, and zooplankton can be taken by fish. So these two types of food chain that are shown here is a type of food chain which is called saprophytic food chain, and the meaning of the word saprophytic is which lives on the dead or rotten substance. So the food chain which starts from the dead plants or animals body is called the saprophytic food chain. Now, whether the food chain is started from the producer and like algae here and goes to frogs or shrimp and taken by the snakes, so this is the predator food chain, and this is called a complete food chain as it has the producers here. And if the food chain is started from the parasite or the dead plant or animal, that is that is an incomplete food chain, because these two, the parasitic and the saprophytic, they don't have the producer in them. But whether the complete or incomplete food chain, the incomplete food chains, that is the saprophytic and parasitic food chains, both of them are dependent on the complete food chain, that is predator food chains. Now you can see three food chains here. First one is having 3 components, second one 4 components, and third one 5 components here. So you see different kinds of consumers are present here. So can you link these 3 food chains? So if we can link these 3 food chains, which would create a food web like structure, that would be called the food web. Now we will know about food web. Now take a look at here. The green plants are taken by the grasshopper, which is taken by the bird, then bird is taken by the hawk or owl. This is one kind of food chain present here. Second one, the grasshopper can be taken by the frog, which can be taken by the bird. So we are getting one connecting point here in between these two food chains, that is the bird. Again consider another food chain. The frog can be taken by the snake, which can be taken by the owl. So we are getting another connecting point in between the next two food chains, that is the owl. Again consider another food chain. The green plant is taken by the caterpillar, which is taken by the snake, and again we can link the snake to another to the previous food chains. So we are getting another connecting point. So like this we can interlink, we can create interconnection in between these food chains. The rabbit can be again taken by snake, and again snake is connecting to the previous food chains. So a food web is so called the web like or net like structure which is containing so many food chains. So this is an example of forest food web. Now you think that how many food chains can be created or point out from this food web? So the food web may be aquatic or may be land, but we can see whether it is aquatic or land ecosystem, but we can see so many food chains present in the food web. Now, what is the nature of nutrition flow in an ecosystem? When the produces food in presence of sunlight, then this food is taken by the consumers, and the decomposes the consumer's dead body to produce nutrients and utilize their food. And these nutrients which are created from the action of decomposers again taken by the producers. So we can easily identify one cycle here which is created from the nutrition flow in an ecosystem. So the nature of nutrition flow in an ecosystem can be said as cyclic. So take a look at this example here. The primary producer phytoplanktons are producing food here, which is taken by the zooplankton. Then the nutrition is flown to the next level, that is the larval fish, and again larval fish are taken by the comparatively bigger fish. Now after the death of the fish, the fungi and the bacteria will decompose them and produce nutrients. So these nutrients will be again taken by the primary producers. So whether the food chain is stopped at the stage of larval fish, these will be again decomposed and produce nutrients. And if the food chain is stopped at primary consumer, again decomposition will occur here and nutrient will be produced. And in this step from phytoplankton also, if decomposition occurs, then nutrient will be produced and which will be utilized again by the phytoplanktons. So we can say again the nature of nutrition flow in a food chain or in an ecosystem is cyclic. So that's all for today. Thank you.